Ah, managed to get this recording.
Post.
What? Close everything. Was it recording, guys? Yeah, it is. Oh my god, my audio is probably on 100. Yep. It's very easy to check. I just pressed the X and it went to the red. Yeah. So that's kind of dumb. He is working overtime. It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floor there's all creaky squeaky like no way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see there were no Tamataro in the fire. Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons and such. We must use common sense, for lacking that our entire world would be upside down, but upside down. Says the convict prosecutor is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world. And besides, if there were any yokai roaming, but I would nab them and sell them to the zoo. So what is it currently? I played these two games, right? Let me check. So January I did some kind of background check. Not background check, but like a fact checking. In order for me to finish all these games, I would have to play at least 7.3 games per month, which is ideally 8 games a month. I played Circle of the Moon, Mafia, and Worms Armageddon. Right now I'm on Ace Attorney Dual Destinies and Wolfenstein Xbox 360. And I don't know what else I should play this month, if I can even finish these two games this month. How long is Forza Motorsport? Or should I play Gran Turismo first? Yeah, I don't know guys. Or the shit ever. Figure this out. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. Or if we can prove she saw Tamataro, the mayor's shirt, to be convicted, then we would better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness. So apparently, shit works now. Here's working overtime. It's true I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV.
Hold it.
You are paid for your work, aren't you? How do you justify watching TV on the job? Arg, but it ain't easy on being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors and there's no way to record stuff. Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling's serious business to Mr. Fitch. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. What the fuck? That's not what I asked you to do. Whatever. Wait, I already did this. Okay, so... Oops. Didn't I press this? I'm just gonna press buttons instead. You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, that ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right? Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours. Sorry, just let me keep my tongue. At least leave it until we get the truth out of him, in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes sir, I was sir, but it ain't like that. The floor there's always creaky squeaky, like no way I would have missed someone walking by. I think this is gonna be the one, but I have to press on it first. So yeah, pretty good ears, Mr. Fish. As good as they come, I would say. Ain't nothing to your creaky floor. Plus, that Temotaro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle jingle. How does he do that? It's the staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Temotaro has a staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that? He said she saw Temotaro holding a staff-like object that made the jangly sound. I guess that's the secure of the noise then. Source of the secure source. Well, Mr. Justice? Mr. Fierce says that Temotaro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information? Very important. Extremely vital. I request that it added to today's testimony. If Temotaro was to pass by his staff, would a gun jingle jangle? I have to press on this, I don't know what the fuck. The Temotaro staff makes a distinctive sound. Yep, like a jingle and a jangle. Wait, Jinxie says something like that. Something about Temotaro making a jangly sound. I think we are missing something here, but I can't quite put a finger on it. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record again. Please tell the court, what did Jinxie see if not Temotaro? She's always going on about seeing this yokai or that. Just an active imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of tanuki monster. Can't say I blame her. So Mr. Fierce, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination? Yep. No Temotaro or anyone else got in or out of cupid manner on my watch. Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Well, if that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we are to continue believing Jinxie's statement, we have to uncover Future's lie? Right, or find out why he can't tell the truth. Okay. I don't think he has a staff. we save?
Objection!
Tamataro staff would make a jangly sound, you say. Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up. Is this something the defense would like to share with the court? Is it fair to say that you didn't see Tamataro on the day of the incident? Then why did you assume just now that Tamataro would be holding a staff? Huh? You see, the Tamataro Jinxiso had the staff in his hands. And she described this sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so he was holding a staff. What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that Tamataro doesn't use a staff, not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Tamataro. Is there a staff in the picture, Mr. Fish? You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. So the question is, why does the witness think Tamataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level. Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Fish believes Tamataro carries a staff. Mr. Fish actually saw Tamataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff. Busted again. Holy hell, the duplicitous little... Yes, how did it fail? Black wheel? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Fiach. You did see Tamataro that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging you, please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tamataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do, no way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be. He? Mr. Fish still won't admit seeing Tamataro, even though everyone already knows he did. The question now is why. Mr. Fish is scared to death. Is it why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tamataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tamataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tamataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Tamataro, he would claim her soul. Wait, you think Fiach believes that too? Oh, so Mr. Big Time City Slicker Lawyer has heard about them. The old village superstitions? Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Nine Tails Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tamataro. Damn straight, that's why. It's all right here. Do not gaze upon Tamataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. See, that's why us folks in Nine Tails Vale can't talk about seeing Tamataro. Okay. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tamataro costume. They knew that way no one would talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tamataro impersonator is the true killer.
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale so easily expose the culprit? You need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger and dark sleepless nights. There is no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of 90 as well. Life or death superstition might make even you a believer. What the fuck? Sorry. If it's threads again, I'm gonna delete threads. Once it was WhatsApp, and now it's the photos. So usually WhatsApp, photos, and what's the other one? The most common one. I keep forgetting it. Oh yeah, threads. These are the ones. Order, I say. You fool of a tanuki, 2 times now your lies have cost me. Sorry. I promise not to do it again. Taka, my fine feathered friend, have at him. He's gonna eat me alive, head for the heels. He took off. Beef, what are you waiting for? After him and with your fastest man. That's certainly not something you see every day. Oh, this is funny. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene, and now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Uh-oh. Huh? His shackles. I'm too young to... Justice, Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. You had best say your prayers. Detective, do something! Ha ha ha, have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us. Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection, I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice. Dude, what the fuck?
Silence!
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, you know... I think the judge forgot he's in charge here. So Justice Dono's assertion is this: Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Right, and that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Kyubey.
Silence!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see the alleged killer, your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber? What? right, she said nothing about Temotaro being in the fox chamber. Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. And your point is? Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the other man, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor. Now there must have been someone dressed up like them, huh? Then, why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the fox chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Temotaro inside the fox chamber? There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinx Itema whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave her alive. You're alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated. Wait, this is still a trial, right? Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Doro. Very well, then both parties no doubt need some time to regroup, so the court will take a 50-minute recess in order to... Three minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so, plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom? Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands. See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of silences. Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? 3-minute recess? What the fuck? I thought there was gonna be like a further investigation. I like this way more. April 18, 10:40 AM, District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You have really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Temotaro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy and the whole samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No wait, let's save the dueling after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait till later. Does anyone remember we are conducting a trial here? Right there, I'm going to go wash up. Remember what Blackwell said, Apollo, don't be late. Oh, I was hoping for a cutscene here. April 18, 10:43 AM, District Court, courtroom number 4? Yes, 4. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinx Itema, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now if the witness is ready, that is. Nurarhion, leader of the 100 demons, he really does exist. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child? Igon Nuraion, leader of the 100 demons. Oh, you think I'm yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicidal monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will. My charm has no effect. Demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Is it shackles again? Now you little scamp. Yes? I trust you know why you're here. Bags? Bags? Oh, the Trixie Tanuki? Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. everyone's a comedian. No, I meant your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azuki-arai away. Azuki-arai, the yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off. Azuki-arai often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans, but if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They are bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma-taro when you discovered the crime scene. What jinxes so? Did I see Tenma-taro in the fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai! Right there in that room. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Shiver. And lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenma-taro happen to be among them? I don't know, I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Nurikabe, Seto Tashio, Eek, they were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We have gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this. Delusional little scamp's testimony? Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Atena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She would be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. I assure you. When I open the door, looks like an out of control emotion. Atena, what exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this is one of the widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. You mean that can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how said is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought by an emotional trauma, and the trauma in Jix's case is fear. So she was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the wheel of fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by tapping probe on the bottom screen. Next, point to what's causing Jinx's out of control emotion. Finally, tap probe again and try to get the heart of that matter. Okay, let's give this a try. What the fuck? Huh? Oh. Oh, this is something, guys.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a wheel of fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the other man's. It's always creepy how well it feels the actual situation. Exactly, it's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a wheel of fire. I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't the Akasha you saw. Could you have possibly mistaken this for the Akasha?
Take that!
The light fixture? This one right here, it has a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. What the fuck? That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster? That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way of or leads your astray. Nope. That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. And this raccoon dog isn't Tanuki monster. Just a statue of what? And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here is nothing more than a fox statue. I don't know what that was, what I was thinking. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. Clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there never really were. What? That's not nice. There were never really any yokai in the faction world. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting that exact opposite of their original assertion. Wait, I'm Jinxie? What about Temataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Temataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You've gotta be joking. Order in the court. I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you on it. It's the least I could do. Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does it mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly, we should be able to get something else out of her. I entered the new information we have and run an update. Did I see Tematoro in the Fox Chamber? I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor. There in the Fox Chamber I saw the other man dead on the table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tematoro. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Try to find an emotion that contradicts her statements. So if I find a contradictory emotion, I should point it out? That's right, but it's not just contradictory emotions you should look out for. You should also keep an eye out for sudden changes in emotions' intensity. Your emotions might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. It's important to compare how the same emotion changes throughout the testimony. Contradictory emotions and changes in the intensity. Okay, I give it a shot. The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Did something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, and a sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Oh, look. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. Bye-bye. A sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, where was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was, but I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what could have given Jinxie the courage? There is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a nine-tailed flower there at the scene, did you? The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a nine-tailed flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene. That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry, sorry. I mean, it does seem to be some sort of case. Oh look, something slid out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your boldness? Ah, this is none other than the master key to the QB manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. Master key that went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that? Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the fox chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is? Until Jixie Temma opened the fox chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. There was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Temma himself would be utterly inconceivable.
Objection!
How could this happen? The defense's system will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Temma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This sucks. Sykes, Dono. Allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict for easier to accept. Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap. No, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into a wide blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Alright, I'm back involved. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by the samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to? Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Let me see, I'm gonna safe state, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm safe stating. Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your chores still, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped the log room, because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box, and what a doozy that locked room is too. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. You just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So let's see, if the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open over there. That's why we gotta keep the solution simple, like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever is left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. Have you checked the... There's a button to check that shit. Eh? Oh yeah, okay. I mean, they're pretty much saying that the only way they could have escaped is this. The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. It would appear you have already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Temma came on scene was within that locked room. I would exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key. I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apple, keep it simple. Simple, right? I could understand if the killer had exited the room with a key, but... Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese still waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because... What seems more reasonable? It locked on its own, Temma locked it from inside, the perp locked it from outside. But like, it locked on its own. On its own? Okay, this isn't it. Why can't I click on that shit? Okay, so the perp locked it from the outside, but who's the perp? Now we're gonna have to explain who the perp is. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked it. Consider this, the master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from the room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside, but the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door. Oh, the air duct. Be used to lock the door from outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackfield draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked, right? Threw it in from the outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window? That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There is a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key from there is an impossibility. Oh, right. I wonder if the key could have tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window? Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? The air vent? Yes. The window may be out of question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The Fox Chamber's air duct leads out in the hallway. That's right, the real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. That's preposterous. That explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. Don't worry. I explain it so even your honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Tamataru murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was to go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, your honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing, even I could follow that. What the f- why did he raise his gavel? The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up as like Tamataru. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey, it looks like that lawyer has beaten... Whoa, that was a total massive forehead of his seems so much... What? Order, I say. Now that I approve the possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence.
A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed its mark. Both the Twitter Scamp and the Trixie Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out of the front door? That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the... But that is impossible without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tamataru anywhere in the security footage. What? Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good. Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There is a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? Seems you lack not only brains but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the fire window? What the heck, right? Ah! I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset. That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? I thought I was the one with the chores of steel. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor. What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? I do have evidence, actually. Take a look at the special edition paper. Temotaro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in the photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious, I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Temotaro flew away, you know, by some way or another.
Silence.
It is your brain that has flowed to the coop. That has flowed the coop. That image is not by a trick photography or some other form of artifice. Okay, then how about the Temotaro figure, Mr. Fierce? It just vanished into thin air? No, there is a rational common sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai or tricksy tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say, the turn back before the camera's electric eye. She? I don't like where this is going one bit. Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the fox chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Diamond Temma or his daughter Jinxie Temma. However, we know that Mayor Temma was already unconscious at the time. Not good. Not good at all. Do you understand the gravity of the situation? I will justice don't know. The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Temotaro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Temma. Order, I say, order. The defense will stop competing for the greatest freak out ever. The little scamp was no doubt simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window. Did you truly believe this could end any other way? Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one. Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood. Mayor Temma? This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Temotaro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor, it would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the school. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well, as it stands your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait. Apollo. Prosecutor Blackbeard's up to his mind games again. Mayor Temma, no, don't fall his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone. The real killer is... Mayor Temma's going to confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Cow. Look upon me and despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. Foolish mortals! I am Temma, the yokai you seek. Mayor Temma? Silence! I am Temma, freed from the bonds of binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold the return of the Demon King. What the? Demon King? Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you are Temma, the yokai we have been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Temma, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Temma, you say? Ha, what nonsense. So Mayor Temma is a yokai now? His body is now mine. So you're saying that Mayor Temma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai, the Jinxie Temma and Phineas feel so? And the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you? The cursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form. Is he fucking with us, or is that like... Because you never know with Ace Attorney. He's actually possessed or not. Your boldness! Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned. What? You claim the yokai that little Scamso was some third party, the true killer. The one who escaped from the locked fox chamber, but it was the accused all along. Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Temma, and the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Temma, or should I say, our dear Temma. The pieces have all fallen into place. Also Prosecutor Blackwell. It seems I must spell it out for all out for you. Mayor Temma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Temma stumbled on the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Temma, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Temma then fled from the fox chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Temma was her father possessed by Temma.
Objection!
But when we arrived at the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's it possible if he was supposed to have flown out of the fire window? Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of QB Manor Jinxie Temma was Temma? Oh. That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time but presently tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces are still in place. Is Blackwell up to his tricks again? I don't know what to say. Is the defendant real life? Order, order. Let's get everyone in the courtroom believing yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your badness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career, or otherworldly in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Temma is just pretending to be Temma to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. Verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of law, where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation. But I just promised not to succumb to anything? We have both evidence and the confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. Guilty verdict is all but... What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackwell, we have had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? Ha 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 ha. It seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special jolt of justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackwell, vow to... Your Honor, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Black will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and the defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah, there's an investigation day too. Oh my god, what the fuck? What? This is a funny little turnabout. April 18, 1:20 PM. Wright anything agency. Oops, sorry. Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least. I am Temmataro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Temma suddenly become a demon? Yeah, it's strange even worse Prosecutor Blackwell is playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit. Wait, what about the investigation? Back! Whoa, Trucy, welcome back. Oh, and you are in your stage outfit, back from work? Yep, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick and police tightrope style defense trick? I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must have used the air duct in their escape. And whoever did that was the Tematoru that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw. Right, maybe there's some evidence in the air duct. The real fight starts right now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. 3, 2, 1. Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. I wonder where all that stuff goes. Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo, vamonos! April 18, QB Manor, Fox Chamber. Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct? Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so... I wonder if it's been like this ever since the trial. That his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. It will probably take a while for him to recover. I sort of feel bad for him, but we have to work to do. Let's go to the evidence we need. Let's get the evidence. Air duct is the key. We know that Tematoru imperceptibly used it to make an escape. After murdering the other man, the killer left the Fox Chamber through the hallway door. After locking the door from the outside, killer entered the air duct in the hallway, tossed the key into the Fox Chamber through the air vent here, then went back through the duct and fled the better. The illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created. If the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there. Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up. Don't worry, I brought a stepladder. Happy hunting! How nice of her to volunteer for me for the job. Whoa, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it. Find anything? Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust. Yeah, dust. Lots of dust. So what did you find? You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time? Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office. Right. You think it would be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail? I seriously doubt it. Wait, you are not suggesting. No one's gone through the duct lately? Kinda looks that way. And if that's true, Mayor Temma is going to be fingered as the killer. But if we don't turn things around quickly, in Justice we trust. Sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Detective Fulbright sure seems cheaper all of a sudden. And I'm back to my old devastating self. Come on, where's that never say die spirit? Bring it on, Mr. Lawyerman, bring it on. Let me suffer in peace. Justice prevails once more. It's not over yet, and besides, kicking someone when they are down is what bad guys do. Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice? Then how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here. Information about the investigation? Alright, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again, understood? We did it, Apollo. Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? can't believe Prosecutor Blackbeard was stooped that low. I mean, to pinning the blame on a yokai, he really wants a conviction at all costs. She could give a yokai a run for its money when she's mad. Yes, well... I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak. I doubt that will teach him anything. Yeah, he probably just tried dotard 1,000 times. That whole yokai business is most likely a play to with a conviction. Bakura believes Jinx Itama planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father, the real killer. Yeah, right, I would like to see him prove it. Oh, calm down, he doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was the base of the cliff. It was at the base of the cliff just outside the Kyubi Manor. Wait, that isn't the staff Tamotaro was supposedly carrying, is it? The one and only. Is Tama no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done? No way. Well, what about Prince? Nope, no Prince, but if she was wearing a costume, there won't be any anyway. The Prince or no Prince, it's not going to work in our favor. Sounds like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. But if that's the case, then where in the mansion did Tamotaro get it from? Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the amazing 90s? He did indeed, he's a sharp one, alright. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger and the victim's past. The amazing 90s sparked the yokai craze and word against the merger. And Mayor Damian Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered that great hero. The amazing 90s fans are so angry, they even tried to storm the detention center. I don't blame them, I mean their favorite masked wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened. Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the amazing 90s? A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He would never unmask himself in front of others, but there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. She spoke without a passion, with a passion that only a fan could appreciate. We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison. What? No, did you forget that Mayor Tenma is not only Jinx's father but our client? Oh yeah. You be careful now, you're defending the most hated mayor in history. I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of figure for leg lock. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know? Now that you mention it. Our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something. He did? What did he say? He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I'm under no obligation to speak with you mortals." And other things of that nature. I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered. Too bad you can't go ask him now, cause Prosecutor Black was busy questioning him. I know, why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids? What now, Polo? How about regrouping back at the agency? Good idea, we might get some new words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we are there. So this is Mayor Tony's badge. This game stutters a lot. I don't know if it's the shitty emulator, because the 3DS emulator is pretty bad. The Citra shit is like kinda bad. 9:20 PM. Yeah, I have to go to work tomorrow as well. Although these are shortened shifts. It's like I can leave whenever I want, basically. It's not that serious. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna continue now. April 8th, in Wright anything ages. Maybe I go read over some past cases. And I go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out. How should I put this? It's like we are at the edge of a cliff and the only way is down. In other words, business as usual, right? Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time it's like we are bound and gagged too. Don't forget, blindfolded with our ears plugged up. Oh, and monsters at every turn. Sounds rough. Hey Apollo, oh, and Athena's here too. Mr. Wright. How goes the investigation, Apollo Athena? I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before. Really? What happened? Hey, I have this thing. How about that? Your attorney's badge, huh? I used to show mine to everyone too. Why? You know, I never really thought about it. But I could ask you the same question. Me? Well, I guess you could say I show it because there's someone to show it to. Or something like that. When you say it like that, it sounds kind of, I don't know, philosophical? I guess it does. Or does it? Here's a little souvenir Trucy wanted you to have. Oh, how sweet. I know, I hang it in my office once the case is closed. I don't know, it's pretty creepy looking. We don't want to freak our clients out. You have a point there. Maybe you should hang it in your room, Apollo. My room? I don't want this thing in there. I don't want it either. It has instant nightmare fuel written all over it. But Trucy got it for you, so stop trying to pawn it off on me. You know, the more I look at it, the more I wonder if these are your distant relatives. Hey, what's that supposed to be? What the fuck? You're getting good at this, Apollo. I remember the way you present evidence in a court can really have an impact on the trial. But your elbow angle's a little off. It should be more like this. I'll be fine. I'll be more careful next time, I promise. I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know, I've never had to defend yokai before. That business about the log room was another major hurdle. Yeah, and on top of the Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice. But at the least you figured out how someone could have escaped the Forbidden Chamber. Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning might be that flawed. Oh really? Well, that's bad news. How are we going to get out of this one? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Force a smile? Yeah, my mentor taught me that back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I get stuck. Return to the basics. That's right, always believe in your client no matter what happens. This is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client. So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Huh? You were in Europe? Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study various legal systems over there. Okay, wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Well, I guess you were never really very far from the courtroom then. It was like a fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all. I knew she was a lawyer material from the moment I met her, and I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions. It's nothing special. Maybe I underestimated that analytical psychology of hers. It's just I thought that if my special ability could help defend innocent people, then I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's when I really started reading the books hard. I'm still amazed that she actually became a lawyer, and at the tender age of 18 no less. But it's almost superhuman, or personal, like she trying to help somebody she knows. Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers had forced their biggest smiles. And don't forget to return to the basics when we get stuck. Keep believing in my client, right? Mr. Wright? Yes? I'm going to visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention center. Oh my god, I'm really tired. April 18 detention center. Visitor's room. Oh my god. Mayor Tema, we wanted to talk to you about something. So my minions have returned. Apollo still thinks he's a yokai. I wonder if he'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tema again. Silence, peddler of legal trade, free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste. Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him win his freedom. Still, we can't let Mayor Tema stay possessed now, you know what I mean? If you can't clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now ask me of what you will. I suppose it's worth a shot. I was hoping you would take a look at this. An offering to me quite admirable, but the best thing you could offer me is to win me my freedom. Right, I do my best. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing? Indeed, the remnants of Temataro, the king of the underworld, but they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand. The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie. What's this? I must breach these walls and go defend my Jinxie at once. Mayor Tema, is that you? Well now, Damian appears to still reside within this body. But I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine, besides not Damien. Guess a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman QB, did you? I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The matter is not. I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have... Yikes. So... You're saying there must have been somebody else there. Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he had been clubbed with this statue. I would better ask about this too. What, might I ask, is that? The statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tema over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder. Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes, something wrapped in such is just such a cloth, does he recall. A secret gift from Other McCube, it will seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it. Maybe the cloth fell off, or was removed after the mayor was struck. Of that Damian does not know. A secret gift, interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it? Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me. Indeed I have. I regulated this key but a short while ago. Behold the key to the Forbidden Chamber. Whoa, regurgitation, one of your demonic powers too. I do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer, did Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. He sought the bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber. So he wanted to keep it shut tight. But no fingerprints shall you find upon that key. How did you know that? Wait, is it another one of your demonic powers then? Foolish mortals, you would have me Taro act as some asinine alchemist? Aye, but as the jailer and my will was done, quite eagerly I must add. Always an honor to serve your malevolence. I guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of. Can we ask how you use this key? You couldn't find the keyhole anywhere in or around the door. Curse that infernal door. But if I known its manner of opening long ago, I would have made my return. He has a point there. Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the voting works. Forbidden Chamber key. I should question him about the blackmail letter too. Let's see what he says when I show it to him. Why this is that accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien. Apparently somebody slipped it into the alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Temma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? You have questions, do you? Very well, ask away, mortal. Who placed this in the alderman's pocket? Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase. So whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the alderman's pocket. Could it have been his doing? Mr. Mayor, I mean Mr. Taro, did you just remember something? Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter, Damien's aide, Florent Lebel. Full knowledge of the briefcase contents did that aide possess? Then he may be the blackmailer and the murderer we are looking for. That is preposterous. He is a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien. It seems like Mayor Temma is a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter into the alderman's pocket. Look at Florent Lebel. Here comes justice. Let's go find Mr. Lebel and rake him over the coals. Oh my god. Thanks for the help. You are just giving us a major lead. There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. Lebel is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the Forbidden Chamber? You should probably search it for clues. Only one problem, how do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Let's go talk to Jinxie, maybe she can help. April 1890 as well, yo, Kailin. Hey, isn't that Jinxie? You dare imprison me. Jinxie. She's acting really strange. That loathsome no-good 90th fox. You shall know the terror that is mine and despair. You shall pay. Oh, you shall pay dearly. All of you. Jinxie, are you alright? Oh, is that you, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Morning, Jinxie. Morning? Isn't it already past noon? And what am I doing here? Last I remember I lay down to take a nap back at the manor. Oh no, it must have been the Makegura Gashi. Makura? Gaeshi? Ever awake after a restless night's sleep to find your pillow in an unusual place? Or that you have been sleeping on the floor or in the hallway? Well, it's that yokai's fault. The Makegura Gashi preys on people while they are asleep. Yeah, I'm butchering the fucking Makuro Gaeshi on a purpose because I don't care. It sounds like you just need to be tucked in really tight or maybe snug sleeping bag. Jinxie, how come you don't have any charms on your forehead? I don't? Oh, they must have fallen off. Without them, evil things can creep into me. I would say we had a more than adequate demonstration of that just now. I would better reapply them. Jinxie, there's something we wanted to ask you. Oh, there was something I wanted to tell you too. I remember something else. You did? What was it? Jinxie, can you tell us what you remembered? Well, after the trial I remembered lots of stuff. But there was one thing I thought was really weird. I'm almost afraid to ask, but here goes. Really? What? It's about the yokai feathers and the tracks. They weren't there when I first opened the door. Wait, what? Are you sure? My memory is crystal clear now. So you're saying they were left at the crime scene after you found it? This could spell major trouble, Apollo. Why? Because Jinx is already accused of leaving the feathers and tracks at the scene. If they weren't there when she discovered the crime scene, it will totally fuel the claim that she fabricated evidence later on. Jinx's fuzzy memory of the whole incident is really working against us. The prosecution will probably say she doesn't remember the planting the evidence. Good luck rebutting that. Oh man, this is not good. I sure hope she didn't plant the evidence while she was sleepwalking or something. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to know how to open the Forbidden Chamber, would you? The door doesn't even have a keyhole. Well, it's supposed to have a secret mechanism. They say you have to figure it out before the keyhole will appear. A secret mechanism, really? It's hidden in the Fox Chamber. But only Alderman QB knew what it was and how it worked. The Alderman of 90 as well sure loved his secrets. Apollo, let's go see if we can find that secret mechanism. Whoa, slow down, there's something else I need to ask you about. Jinxie, is there only one key to the Forbidden Chamber? Even the Manor's master key won't open it. That's because it's a very special room that must never be opened. Guess that means nobody entered the Forbidden Chamber after the murder. After all, we know Mayor Temma took the key from the killer and swallowed it. So the mayor's efforts to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber were not in vain. Forbidden Chamber key updated. I saw him, Temmataro. It nearly scared me to death. Do you have seen lots of monsters, Jinxie? Shivers. In fact, I encountered the Sune Koshuri this morning. Sune Koshuri? You know, I don't know that one. Tell me about it. It's a mean little beast that trips you by bumping into your shins. I keep tripping all the time because of the pescalito thing. When it gets really bad, I stick Sudakusuri wording charms. By the way, I saw that there's audio, but why did I remember 1 and 40 minutes into the recording that I should check if there's audio? There is audio, indeed. So stupid. Why did I check it so late? When it gets really bad, I stick Sonokosu rewarding charms on my shins. How about investing in some shin guards and watching your step instead? Huh? Wait, was I supposed to ask something from her? Talk? Present? The fox chamber, right? It's kinda in the way. Justice needs backup, sometimes too. I don't mind you asking for that, but you should start by thinking things over yourself. Move back to yokai lane and I present this. What's this? Tsukumogami? Tsukumokugami? Yokai that inhabits objects that have been used for a really long time. A red demon and the Tsukumogami. What a strange combination. Everything to earth, but some supernatural phenomenon. I really don't understand where I have to go next. What the fuck? Soft locked? Detention center? Write anything agency? What the fuck is happening, guys? I'm so confused. Investigate? Court record? Show Fox and Demon statue to Jinxie. Show Blackmailer to Lubel. Fox and Demon statue to Jinxie. Interesting. I would have never thought that I have to do that. I mean, I almost presented everything. You know? Alderman QB made the statue. It's a token of goodwill. I think it was meant to be for 90 as well at Temma Town. A token of goodwill, but the two yokai are fighting. Fighting? Oh, I see what you mean. The cup portion is missing. The statue. Originally depicted the two yokai holding up a cup in celebration. But it sure doesn't look that way now, does it? Maybe it broke when it was used to hit near them on the head. That would explain it. I guess the only two people who knew of what it really looked like were the other man and I. Hey, what the f... Okay, what the fuck was I pressing? There's no audio now. And I don't even know what the hotkey is. Dude, what the fuck was the hotkey for this? Ooh. OBS hotkey to turn up volume. Not OBS, what the fuck, RetroArch. Plus and minus? How the fuck did I even press that shit? Okay, back. Now it's just me, but a symbol of goodwill will be forever etched in my mind. Fox and Demon statue, updated in the court record. So, is there anything else we should know about Jinxie? No, that's about it. My bracelet, it's reacting. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to be in Justice We Trust. Yikes. Eek, a ghost! Detective Wright, what are you doing here? I have business with this young lady, if you must know. Prosecutor Blackwell has asked me to question her. Question me? Sorry, not interested. Are you here to ask about the Wo Yokai affair? That's right. Specifically we want to ask. Oh, but I can't tell you that now, can I? Oh, come on, please, we are partners in justice, right? No, Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me my questions were of the utmost justice. I will not fall for your lies in Justice We Trust. The twisted samurai sure has him on the short leash. So you are not a ghost? Maybe some sort of urban troll then? Now come along, Miss Temma, to the station with you. He took her away. Missed my chance to see what she was lying about. Well, at least we found out there's a secret mechanism for opening the chamber. Let's go check it out. I just hope they let us in now. April 18, QB Manor, Gordon. Wait, when I has blue hair, or did he always have blue hair? What an absolutely fabulous stand. I'm so glad I had these carnations imported from England. Nothing but the finest will do. Perhaps I should place one aside for our dearly departed alderman. Hey, it's Mr. LaBelle. Apollo, let's ask him about you know what. Oh yeah, before we search the Fox Chamber, we should ask about the blackmail letter. Why, if it isn't the mayor's little lawyers, what do you want with me? Oh, there's something we wanted to ask. Where's that ringing coming from? You have to excuse me. Hello, LaBelle here. What the? Those things on his shoulders are cell phones? Yes, about that. You must forgive me. This whole matter with Mayor Tama has been a complete nightmare. Where do you buy clothes like that? Surprised? This is my own special design. It's the ultimate in functional beauty. Functional beauty? Are you sure about that? Looks a bit unwieldy to me. Ugh. You simply don't have an eye for beauty. If having an eye for beauty means looking like this guy, I would rather be blind. So what do you want with me? Take that, motherfucker. Jinxie thinks she saw Tamatoro near the scene of the crime. That little deer is always talking such nonsense. After all, she's always calling you a red demon, is she not? Plus, she has the nerve to call me of all people a yokai. She even has a name for me, Baron Powder Face. I've never been so insulted. How could anyone look at him and not think him monster? Now, if she had named me the beautiful Baron Powder Face, I could have forgiven her. Wait, that's your sticking point? Both Jinx and Mr. Fierce said they saw Tamataro. But what about you, Mr. LaBelle? If you were in the foyer, why didn't you see... Very well, I admit it. That's right, I, Florent LaBelle, saw the demon Tamataro. So he did see something. Then why did you lie about not seeing him? I was simply trying to protect dear little Jinxie. Protect Jinxie? What do you mean? Why don't tell me you haven't heard of that strange little habit of hers. Which one are we talking about? The one where she wanders around making mischief without knowing what she's doing. Rumor has it she's possessed by Tamataro. That one's new to me. Well, there you have it. Anytime you hear about Tamataro sighting, little Jinxie should be your prime suspect. Tell us more about that rumor. So, what was that rumor about Jinxie? They say she possessed. Not all the time, of course. It hits suddenly, then she starts wandering around doing strange things. Is that so? Although, come to think of it, that loathsome no-good lion-tailed fox. He shall know the terror that is mine and despair. That certainly would explain how she was acting earlier. Once she even put on Tamataro costume and wandered around the woods at night. She did? An anime scene! Wish I never asked. Does she remember anything while she's possessed? Unfortunately, no, she doesn't seem to remember a thing during these episodes. Memory lost during possession. Come to think of it, her memory of the murder scene was quite fuzzy. I suppose that too was caused by her possession. Or by drug. Then maybe... So you do understand, the whole yokai business was entirely of her own making. Now wait a minute. Although that yokai evidence wasn't there until after she discovered the first the crime scene. Did she leave those black feathers and strange tracks there herself? Apollo, let's ask Mayor Temma about Jinx's episodes the next time we talk to him. Show the blackmail letter to LaBelle. I did that, no? What is that? It's a blackmail letter, but it wasn't sent to Alderman QB. It was sent to Mayor Temma. And? Your point being? Someone took the letter from the mayor's briefcase and then placed it in the Alderman's pocket after he was murdered. Oh, you don't say. You don't happen to be the one who made the switch, would you? After all, you're the only one who knew the blackmailer that was in his briefcase. So naturally you? Perhaps the shot of cologne will make those scales fall from your eyes. Or my eyes fall from their sockets. Is it possible that you would like to frame me as a potential suspect? What would make you raise such an outrageous allegation in the first place? Well... My only crime is being born as beautiful as you can see here. In other words, you have nothing. Now, let me show you what to do with this garbage. Oh, you can destroy evidence like that? What do you mean I can't? I just did. Feel a little lighter now? You have just won a one-way trip to the top of my most annoying people I ever list, buddy. The most annoying people ever. Are we done with your silly questions now? I'm very busy man, you know. I guess that's it for now. Hello, LeBelle speaking. Really? You wish to carry my new product at your store? Oh, but I'm afraid it's my own private brand. It's not available to the public. What? Then I shouldn't advertise it on TV? But I don't understand. As the embodiment of beauty, it is my duty to announce my good looks to the world. Stop the bus, I'm getting off. Everyone wants my exclusive French LeBelle brand products. It's the crown jewel of my collection, born of my long, relentless pursuit of beauty. But now that it's become so popular, it's been an absolute nightmare. You don't say. That they can't have it, it's just for me. Now it's not meant for you peasants. Peasants? This is my latest product. I'm calling it Color Me LeBelle. Dazzling hair color that you can wash out with just water. Guess that means you can't sweat. I have 7 colors in all. You can find out more in my commercials and magazine ads. Yet it's not available to the public? Great sales strategy there, genius. Come to think of it, Mr. LeBelle, your hair colors changed since the last time we met. The little lady has quite a discerning eye. Here's a little sample. Consider it a gift from one who truly appreciates beauty. Oh, Apollo, what should I do? Better take it before you get a face full of cologne. Good point. Wow, thanks, Mr. LeBelle. Okay, let's head over to the Fox Chamber. We're still gotta find the secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber. I moved there and then I think I end it. Yeah. I think it's time for me to end it. Right here. April 18, QB Manor, Fox Chamber. Okay, let's find the secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber. Okay, cool guys. Made not that much progression. I thought I'm gonna like end the case, but this is a really long ass case. Which makes me kinda question the length of this game. And this is in the shoot place. Anyways, this was fun. I'm gonna save on this instead. It's just the time is off. You know what? I make a save state as well, just to be sure. Okay. See you guys next time.